Hi, everyone. I'm Jenny, the co-founder of Autism Advocate Parenting Magazine. First, I want to genuinely share with you how incredible it is that you are here searching how to support your autistic child. I remember when my son was very, very little, as if it was yesterday. I remember the feeling as a mom being overwhelmed, not knowing how to help him, and worrying about his future. When I see other parents struggling, wanting to find solutions to help their child, my heart feels so overcome with emotion because those feelings just come flying back from years ago. The feeling of the unknown really weighed on my heart back then because this was my little boy. I love him more than anything, and he was truly struggling in so many ways. The world of autism was new to me, and I knew nothing about it. First, I want to say that I wouldn't change my son for the world. I love him. I love who he is and everything about him. To me, it's not about curing autism. I actually don't subscribe to that idea. I want to be clear about that because it's about supporting your child and helping them to overcome their challenges and reach their full potential. So let me take you a little bit through my journey with Joseph's massive challenges to him completely thriving today. And I pray that you find hope in my story. So, this is my autistic son, Joseph. He is now 14 years old, and I am so proud of the young man that he's grown up to be. I remember what it was like as if it were yesterday entering the world of autism. My mom came to me and told me that she thought that I should get Joseph tested and that there might be something wrong with him. You see, he doesn't act like other children. My mom didn't know how to better word it, and autism wasn't something she knew much about. I remember her saying those words to me and it just hitting me like a ton of bricks. How did I not see the signs? I was a first-time mom and had no clue anything was, quote, wrong. Everyone kept saying, oh, boys develop slower. That's normal. You see, my son did all the things you see on the list for autism behaviors. Let's start with the first. My son had very few words and regressed when he was around 2.5 years old. And then he really lost what language he had, and he had very, very limited communication. Eventually, through a lot of support, he started to speak, and his speech turned to echolalia. He could literally repeat full TV shows and movies, and eventually, his functional language formed. I recall so clearly his meltdowns, or what are called neurocrashes, which happened at least 5 to 6 times a day for quite a while. How he couldn't transition between activities without throwing himself on the floor. I remember his selective eating, where I just begged him to eat one cucumber. I remember him throwing up with different textures of food and melting down if he didn't get his limited foods. You name it, fries, crackers, chicken nuggets, all the brown, unhealthy foods. I remember the constipation and the holding of his bowels and the x-rays and the doctors telling me that he was constantly backed up. I remember he used to hit his head with his hand, dig his nails into his arms, and when he could verbally speak, probably the worst ever, he would self-criticize himself. It broke my heart and the teachers at school. We were all concerned. I remember when he was little, I had a little Cars backpack strapped for him because if I didn't, he would just elope in public at high speed with no thought of safety. I remember going to the beach and drawing two lines in the sand and saying, Joseph, don't go past these lines. And within 2 seconds, he would be off. My blessed parents, as they stayed with my newborn as I ran down the beach after my son over and over and over again. We stopped regularly going to the beach. I remember him banging his ears, never making eye contact or looking out of the left side of his eye, and blinking hard and repeatedly throughout the day. I remember he always had to wear hats in school and got special permission. Otherwise, he would pick out all of his hair and start to have bald spots. I remember having little desire to socialize with others, and unless someone would chase him, which he thought was the best thing ever, how he didn't understand the games other children played or how to play with them. I remember him, of course, walking on his tippy toes, running back and forth, jumping up and down constantly, clapping his hands over his ears with any sounds. The list goes on. I also remember him being obsessed with my hair, smothering his face in it any chance he could get. It's wild how today we live a totally different life than we had for the majority of his childhood. I am blown away at all we did in our family to support him and how he's grown into an incredible, thoughtful, kind, intelligent, amazing young man. Our journey was not easy, but it was sure worth it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I worked hard with my autistic son and continue to work hard. I was diligent in seeking out how I could best help him reach his potential. And yes, there was a lot of trial and error and some pretty large learning curves. Heck, I even started Autism Advocate Parenting magazine so I could access the top doctors and researchers in the field of autism from all over the world to see what else I could learn for my son. I know as a new parent to the world of autism or as a seasoned parent, there is a lot of information out there. I wanted to bring the best information to you in a convenient library where you can search by topic. Imagine this. Anytime you face a challenge or have a concern with your child, having instant access to the top doctors and experts without having to spend a dime or travel to see them. Simply turn to the Autism Resource Library. I made sure it provides a well balanced collection of information and resources for parents. So, if you're holistic focused like me, you'll find credible, valuable information to support your journey, along with time tested traditional approaches, new cutting edge research, innovative supports, and holistic solutions, all from renowned experts. My goal was to take a well rounded approach in supporting my autistic son, and now you can too. But that's not all. I get so many messages on a daily basis asking me what exactly I did to help Joseph thrive that I decided to pour my heart into serving you. When you subscribe to Autism Advocate Parenting Magazine's Autism Resource Library, you will receive one video a week where I share and delve into detail something I did with my son Joseph that I feel was life changing. And I don't hold back either. I share what I feel helped us tremendously, and I share my do over list. You know, the things I wish I knew back when my son was little that I later learned from the Autism Resource Library. I have put my heart and soul into these videos and have not held back. I share everything, and I mean everything we did over the course of these videos, and I hope it serves your family. You see, I don't want you to spend years trying to figure out how to help your autistic child because I know you need help now, just like I did. And I don't want you to have to go through the same massive learning curve I did and can get results now. So we're going to skip over all the trial and error and get straight to exactly what the experts have to share with you to help your autistic child and the bonus videos that of what I implemented that incredibly helped my son with his challenges. Joseph today is doing incredible. He no longer struggles with the challenges he had early on. Not only that, he's in grade 8 doing high school algebra, is advanced in all areas of school, life, and life skills. He has a larger vocabulary than me and loves to test me on if I know even the definition of words. He eats everything and is more adventurous than the rest of the family in his eating. And then this story got me the other day. I was on my phone scrolling, right, doing whatever, and my son was talking to me. Finally, he said, "Mom, can you put your phone down and look me in the eyes so I know you're paying attention to me?" That just hit me like a ton of bricks, and it brought me back to the early days when I just desired for my son to look at me and call me mom. How I could barely capture his attention, let alone eye contact, and here he was asking me now, me, to look at him. I felt immense gratitude for how far he's come. This wasn't shared to say making eye contact is important, as I know there are differing views in the community. Rather, that the roles reversed, and now he was asking for my attention in a way that instantly threw me back to a time where all I wanted to do was connect with my son. I truly pray that you will find hope in my story, hope in the information found in the Autism Resource Library, and a renewed energy to serve your autistic child. The work you put in now will change their lives forever. And as parents, we truly do care the most about our child. No one else will serve your child, will love them, will care about them the way that you do. It's not about curing autism, rather giving our children, neurodiverse or neurotypical, the opportunities and support to grow, thrive, and reach their full potential. Before I go, I thought, hey, maybe you would like to meet my autistic son. He is the most beautiful young man, and I'm so grateful for everything he has taught me on this journey, including being a better mom. You can click the video next to see him.